Our MVP guest just made his first career start in the NFL on Sunday, played in 53% of the snaps, the 2 tackles for a loss, and batted down 2 passes. It's quite a nice stat line for you, Jalen Redmond. Thanks for being here.
Thank you guys for having me.
What was it like getting that, getting the news that you would start in the game?
Oh man, it was honestly so surreal. I kind of like looked at my coach. He told me, he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna start you this game." I was like, "Oh my goodness!" I was a little nervous, and then he told me, he said, "Just it's the same thing, just without you just going out first. So it's the exact same thing."
Yeah, I played like 2 years of high school football, and the best part of that, and I'm not trying to make this about me, it sounds like I am, but I'm not, was when you got announced. I can't believe what that is like at a professional stadium.
Yeah, see, I didn't actually get announced.
What?
Yeah, they did the offense this time.
Oh, they
No,
did?
they did defense, but they still had they had
Oh,
JT.
I was going to say, they did do defense.
They did.
Oh, they did do defense.
Yeah,
You're
they
right.
just
You're
didn't
right.
I
have me
should've
an
booed.
announcement. I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to that.
That's 90%
You'll get that
of it,
moment.
right? Yeah.
I will. I know I will.
Yeah, I mean, what has it been like the past couple of weeks where you're getting interviewed more? People are talking about you a lot more and hyped about you. And I don't know how much you're into social media, but I'm sure you see it everywhere. Like, what has that been like?
It's been cool. The interviews have been different. I haven't really done an interview in probably 2 years or a year and a half. So trying to get back to being comfortable doing it. But everything else has been good. It's been good. I've seen everything on Instagram and everything. I'm loving it.
What's it like playing on a defense that, early on in the season and early on in the year that a lot of people thought maybe, you added a lot of pieces to it, and now it's an unbelievable defense, and it's a defense that the team counts on to win you guys games. What's it like to not only start on that, but just be a part of that?
It's good. It's very fun. A great group of guys. There's a lot of talent out there on that field and everywhere else on the whole team. But being on that defense is great. It's a fun defense to play in. And, yeah.
Hey, you mentioned it's like the perfect fit for you, that what Brian Flores asks of his guys is something that works really well for you. Would you say that's more of like a versatility standpoint or a mindset standpoint?
I think it's both.
Yeah.
I think it's versatility and a mindset. Yeah, I honestly don't even know how to answer that, but I think it's both.
Well, Kevin O'Connell talked about you a little bit today, saying that guys like you can't be a part of this defense if you're not willing to do the tough jobs and to kind of get in the mix of things and do the things maybe you didn't really want to do, but you're told to do, right? How is that experience like being a part of that team effort?
It's good once again, and I get what he's saying about the hard stuff, which we call it like the hard downs. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to rush the passer and do third down and everything, but first you got to stop the run, and I feel like that's what we do best, and that's the hard down. But once again, that's the fun part of it. Yeah. It's fun going out there and saying, no, you can't. You're not about to run this on us, and let JG and all those guys go get sacks.
This is your first year with the team, correct?
Yes.
So you weren't part of any of the times Kirk Cousins was the quarterback, but as a fan, I've been a fan since I was a young boy. I've never heard that stadium that loud and that hyped for a non-playoff game. That must have gotten the defense all riled up, right? Like that must have been a fun atmosphere to play in.
Oh, yes. Honestly, I think it's definitely the best atmosphere I've ever played in. The fans here are unbelievable. Yeah. And I feel like that game was very loud, but I feel like all the home games has been like loud. So it's where like you really can't hear on defense. So everybody's like, huh, what? What's the call? What's the call? But it's a great atmosphere. It's great to play in.
But to say that, think about that. That's the best atmosphere you played in, and you played at Oklahoma. Like that's a football factory. And on Sunday, that was that's sweet. Yeah. That just shows how passionate the fans are and everything.
And they are. They're very passionate and great fans. Love them.
Afterwards, you've talked about your journey here, how it's kind of been crazy. And I was reading up a little about your college journey. And I mean, you have been through some stuff, right? Like you had the health scare with blood clots while you were in college, which forced you to basically miss 2 of your 5 seasons. How did you get through that mentally and physically?
Mentally, just honestly, my family. I keep saying it, and I'm going to keep saying it. I have a great support system. It was some hard times, hard days with everything, just not knowing if football is going to work out for me because of the health issues that I have no control of. But everything worked out, so I give it all to my family, and I thank God every day.
Yeah. So you were undrafted out of Oklahoma. Have any, this team and this organization has a very strong, history of undrafted defensive linemen. Have any of them reached out to you, like John Randall? Has he reached out to you?
No, he hasn't reached out. But I think he was here a couple of weeks ago, and we saw him he was in the practice, but not reached out anything. No.
Yeah.
Okay, do you know a little bit about like the legacy of like defensive linemen and in this organization?
I actually haven't.
Yeah, you gotta look it up. The
to.
Purple People Eaters are legendary.
I was wondering about that name.
Oh,
I see
really?
it upstairs. I'm like, what is a Purple People Eater?
Yeah, you have to go check it out. It's really interesting the way that legacy has lived on through so many people, and obviously you're attributing to that right now. And you were in the UFL like in the spring. So what's interesting, I think, for me, following your journey was, you spent that off season with Carolina through training camp, and then you were waived. You had a few months before you signed with the UFL. What was it like during that time period and going into the UFL and seeing, how it can catapult you to right now?
That was a hard time, getting released. It was another issue, health issue. I had another blood clot came up from an injury I got at Ricky minicamp.
Okay.
And that time was tough, getting waived and not knowing what was next. I got a 1-year-old son, so that put a lot on me to what am I gonna do? And then the whole UFL thing was up in the air still about even having a season. And thank God, I think about October, November or something, I got a call from Coach Stoops, and man, it was the best call outside of him offering me to Oklahoma.
Right. I was going to say, like,
I
Bob
bet.
Stoops, it was like a full circle moment for you, huh? Because he was the head coach of the Arlington Renegades when you were on there.
Yeah, so it was full circle. And, man, it was great just going there and getting ready to go there. Went there in February, started training camp and everything. And it's a different experience. It's very different, but I'm happy I did it, and I wouldn't change anything for the world.
Well, you're going to be such a big part of this team's effort in stopping the Bears because they have some crazy stat out there that if they rush for 84 yards or less, then they are 0-7. So you contain their run game, you force them into passing downs, and they're almost ineffective at this point, right? And with the way that this offense is playing, how much pride do you have in those guys? I mean, you guys are in the middle, you're doing the dirty work. No one really recognizes you guys all the time. Like, how much pride do you have as like a unit alongside Harrison Phillips and Jerry Tillery, Jonathan Bullard?
A lot of pride. Great guys, but they definitely does a great job, stopping the run. We all do a great job at it, and it's a lot of pride. I got blessed being here with a great group of vets like those guys, and it's been great.
How much does it help having Harrison Smith on the back end of that defense?
Oh my goodness, it helps a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't know too much about Harry until I got here, honestly. He's just a older guy. And, man, he's a Hall of Famer in my book. And it's great, just being able to play with him and Steph, it's lovely.
Yeah, they're very good.
Have you guys been able to take your son to any of the games?
Oh, yes. He enjoys it. And he'll be up here this weekend for the Monday night, so I'm excited for that. And I know it's going to be crazy.
It's going to be a whiteout. It's going to be a night game. You're going to be on Monday night. Monday Night Football. You're going to be on Monday Night Football. Yeah. I mean, that's got to be something that, looking back at your time when you're going through the struggles of, the pandemic season and everything during college, like, you could only imagine this, and now it's happening.
Yeah, now it's happening. It was kind of like that for the Thursday night game when we played the Rams, and it was like, wow, really playing on the Thursday night game. Yeah. I'm playing, so it's, like I said, surreal.
How do you keep yourself from being like too overhyped for those types of moments?
I'm a chill guy. I'm a very laid back and chill guy, period, all around. So I get excited, I get hyped, but I bring myself back down to just my chill mode.
What do you like to do other than football?
Other than football, I'm a movie guy. Movie shows.
Yeah. What's your favorite TV show?
Ooh, it had to be probably the Power series.
Yeah, what's that?
Oh, you haven't seen it?
No.
Oh,
Is it
my
Stars?
goodness. Yes.
Oh,
Stars.
yeah. I have a recommendation for you. You should watch Shrinking on Apple TV.
See, I
Incredible.
I gotta watch it.
It's
I
so
haven't
good.
Seen it.
So
Shrinking.
good. Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, I'm gonna get into that. I just watched a new one, Alex Cross
Yeah.
on Prime.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Is it good?
It's
Okay,
good.
that's
Yeah,
right up
that
my
looks
alley.
great. Yeah.
it's
What's some of your favorite movies?
Oh man, my favorite movies. I tell y'all my favorite Disney movie.
Yes, this is my jam.
I say it because it's funny.
Yeah, of course.
People don't expect it. I like Moana.
Yeah, I've seen.
good.
Yeah, I've never seen
favorite.
Moana.
Oh,
I've heard
my
it's
goodness.
excellent.
Well,
though.
Paul's about to have a kid, so
Yeah.
he's definitely going to be watching
Oh,
Moana.
yeah, you're definitely gonna be watching.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's funny because everybody's like, "You don't have Disney Plus." I'm like, "Why would I have Disney Plus?" And then I'm like, "Oh wait,
You're
I
gonna
should
need to.
probably have
Yeah.
Disney
You have to,
Plus."
yeah.
That's
You
going to
need
be
to.
your your superpower
I can't
here.
wait.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, yeah, you need to.
Yeah.
But yeah, Moana is my favorite. But all times, probably I obviously remember the Titans football.
Yeah, great film.
Man, I got a lot. I have a
Movies
lot.
are great.
But yeah, that's what I do in my chill time. Pretty just relax and if I'm with my son.
Yeah.
That's our time.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, when you talk about your family, who is your support system? Like, who have you relied on the most?
Mom and dad are the most. That's the only two I really rely on.
Yeah.
Siblings, obviously, brothers, older brothers for sure. But yeah, those two, my everything.
Did they do they love watching you play? Like, was football a part of like the plan all along?
Honestly, basketball was. So
Okay.
I came from a basketball family. I played basketball until I was a junior in high school, and then I played football. And yeah, so that was it was hard for my mom. She was like, "Oh, I don't like being outside." When I first started playing, and she's like, "I miss when you was playing basketball. You was in a gym. We had to worry about the weather." But now as I got older, more games and stuff, they love it.
That's awesome. That's so interesting that you picked it up your junior year of high school, and then you were recruited started recruitment like almost immediately, right?
Yeah, it was crazy. I went through I went through a lot of things, and not went through, but when I first started, I got an offer from Memphis. It was my first offer before I even played a
What?
snap. And
Really?
Got a lot of hate for that from guys on my team.
Wow.
But,
What position were you playing then?
outside linebacker.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I got a lot of hate for that.
Yeah.
Just jealous. Just
jealous.
jealous.
That's what
Yeah.
it was. But
Yeah.
they wouldn't say it.
We should be very, very proud of what you've accomplished so far this season. You're killing it. You should be really proud of that.
I am, and I continue. All I want to do is stack days and not let what's going on, get the best of me or make people say get a big head. Try to be very humble, and I just want to keep stacking days and keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, you should be proud of it.
You really should, especially with your backstory and what you've been through. I think that a lot of people can look up to you when times are tough and when they're not sure where their future's going to go and really learn a lot. What is your best piece of advice for anyone going through something right now that, might jeopardize what they want to do in the future, but, to keep the hope alive?
Honestly, just keep working. I just keep saying it's not over until God has the last word. And I pray about everything and just keep working and you'll get there, I promise.
Yeah, it's got to be satisfying.
It'll be very worth it in the end.
Yes.
Well said.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Jalen. It was
you.
wonderful getting to know you better. Looking forward to seeing you do more big things on Monday night this time around.